Welcome to ELT506, Technology Enhanced Learning and Teaching. My name's Nell Rundle and I'm your Unit Coordinator for ELT506. There are 3 lecturers in this unit this semester. Tony Carew and Bill Vanderveer are also working with me, and you can find out a little bit more about us, including how to contact us, on the Introducing Your Lecturers page in the Milo content. And also you can learn a little bit more about us by going to the web conference recordings for the introduction activity in week 1. Some of you might be taking this unit because you see it as a really good professional development opportunity, and that's really great, but it is a postgraduate unit and is worth 12.5%. And that means that there is an expectation that in the activities that you participate in and in the assessment tasks that you complete, that you demonstrate an engagement with literature in the discipline, and the discipline is higher education or the scholarship of learning and teaching. The other thing that's important to stress is that you are expected to be spending on average 10 hours every week working on this unit, whether that be preparing your assessment, engaging with the learning activities, doing the readings, etc., etc. So please make sure that you have set aside approximately 10 hours every week for this unit. The other things that you will be expected to do during the learning activities is to engage in critical analysis and critical reflection. And overall, this particular unit seeks to provide you with a mix of both the theoretical and the practical. And in particular, there will be a focus for you on how to apply the theory in your context. And that is a key part of the learning outcomes, which we'll talk a little bit about later. If you're wondering what ELT506 is about, I recommend that you check out the unit outline, which you can access from the link provided as shown here in the unit information section of the Milo homepage. There's also a summary of the description of the unit, the learning outcomes, and also information about really where it sits within the course, available from the course and unit site. And there's also a link to that in the unit information section in Milo. Answering the question, what will you get out of ELT506? I guess the easiest way of answering that is by sharing with you the learning outcomes, because they identify what it is that you will achieve on successful completion of the unit, what skills and knowledge you'll take away with you when the unit's finished. So the first learning outcome is that you'll be able to select technologies appropriate for your teaching context or contexts, and you'll be able to justify the use of those technologies. So really here the emphasis is on identifying what is the teaching need or what is the learning need, and then being able to choose what technology or whether to use a technology in order to help facilitate that. So the key here is really not about knowing what the biggest and the best and the fanciest and the newest and coolest tool is, but it's actually really about considering what are the needs of your students, what are your own needs, and what is the best approach that you can take to facilitating learning in the context in which you teach. The second learning outcome is design learning activities and assessments that utilise online technologies to enhance student learnings and student experiences. So this one actually really comes back to good design principles. So we'll be revisiting some of those core ideas around constructive alignment, thinking about assessment criteria, standard descriptors, what is the best way to approach assessment, what is a learning activity, what does that mean, how do you support students as they complete learning activities, and that brings us really in line with the third learning outcome, which is to critically reflect on your role as a teacher in online environments. So when is it important that you engage in the teaching in your unit? What is your role as an administrator, as a designer, as a deliverer of instruction or direct instruction? So really thinking about what it is that you want your students to achieve and what your role is in helping them to achieve that, which also includes a little bit of thought about what you consider the role of the student to be in that learning experience as well. So those are the three learning outcomes for this unit, and we'll be doing a range of different things to enable you to achieve those and to take those skills back into the work that you do currently, and hopefully the work that you'll do into the future. So now you know what you're going to learn during ELT506, we can have a look at how you're going to learn that. And by that I mean, let's have a look at how you get access to the information about the learning materials, instructions for activities, information about assessment, etc. And the easiest way of doing that is by going to Content, up here in the navigational bar, and that will take you to the table of contents. You can see here on the left hand side there is a list of different modules, and we have a different module for each week. Introductions week 1 is where you can find all of the materials and the activities and instructions and resources for the week 1 activities. However, I'd like to encourage all of you to first start by going to the essential information. As with all of the modules, once you've clicked on the name of the module, you'll see a bit of a summary of what's available within that module here under essential information. As I go down, I can then see which of the different content pages there are, and if I click on one of them, for example, getting started in this unit, that then takes me to further information and will open up an HTML page. You can see here that when you've actually finished looking at that and you feel like you've covered the materials there, you're able to put a tick here in the box to say, yep, I've done that, I've finished that. And you'll see here in your progress bar, it will move along. So it says here at the moment that I've completed a quarter of the activities in the ELT506 Essential Information module. If I go back to Table of Contents, I can see here at the top of the page that I've done quite well because I've already worked my way through nearly 41% of the content and resources available in the unit. So that will just help give you a little bit of an idea of how you're tracking in the unit and where you're up to. So when you finish watching this video, I very much encourage you to go to Content and then to have a look and work your way through the essential information. So once again, welcome to ELT506, and now let's get started learning. I'll see you in the web conference introduction.